And hello, welcome to the CBC podcast here on the CBC YouTube channel. I'm, of course, Joe. Over there across the internet is Mitch. No
That was a
Armin.
long pause.
Don't know where Tristan is. It's just us two right now. So we're just going to make it work, pretty much.
I mean, isn't that what we always do?
Yeah.
We're gonna wing it. We're doing it live.
Yeah, so we're just going to make it work. Of course, you can Google Comic Book Cast, find everything CBC related, whether it be the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. We're also currently streaming on Twitch. Don't tell YouTube. You gotta keep it a secret. Shh. It's like one of those shush where you put like, haven't you ever seen in like movies and stuff like that where they shush with their finger and then they move
Yeah,
their finger to the other person's mouth? It's like shh. Don't tell
keep it
YouTube.
secret. Keep it safe.
Exactly. We do have some pretty good news, especially how something dropped, something big. Mitch was kind of scrambling to get it all together,
I was.
but it seemed like he got it together. So we are just gonna get on into it because I don't know how long this is gonna last, and we usually
But
don't go for more than
before,
an hour. Yes, there is a description. There's tags in the description if that's what you were trying to say.
no, I was gonna say before we get into it, you can follow us both on Twitter at Mitch692 and
Oh,
Halftime.
there's that too. Uh, but yes, if you don't like a certain piece of news or you just don't care for a certain piece of news, you just scroll down below. If you're on YouTube, look at the description. There are tags that you could click, timestamps, click on the piece of news you want to hear. And that's it. And then also, if you're on SoundCloud, you're listening to this via a podcasting app, it's in the description of the video. So just or I mean of the podcast. So just scroll onto whatever you want. This Mitch is always telling me to remind people to do that because
And ironically, I forget to do it myself.
well, there you go. All right, now we're gonna officially get into it because Mitch are of course set to follow us on Twitter. Halftime Joe Mitch692. Just gotta say it again so people follow us.
Comic book cast.
No, I don't know about that one. Just us
I'm
two.
referring to
Mostly us two. Just follow us two. Um,
I mean, if you go on there, you can find us anyway. We're all
all
there.
right. First piece of news: Alec Baldwin has officially left the Joker movie. Now this comes
In
really
a strange twist of
fast.
fate from last week.
This comes really fast, mostly because last week we actually talked about a piece of news that Alec Baldwin joined the Joker movie, and that there were certain descriptions of how his character is going to be a la an '80s Trump, and it seems like that's kind of the reason he left the project because everybody kept bothering him about.
Did he actually get some shit for that? Because
Yeah,
because I didn't see anything from it.
yeah, you got a
The only
lot. You
thing
got
I
a lot
saw
about
that
it
it was
actually.
the only thing I saw about it was he said he had scheduling issues, and that's like I didn't see anyone hating over
There
it. No.
was, I think there was, I forget who it was, my Variety or somebody who like alluded to kind of the not backlash per se, like it's not one of that super bad, but people were bothering him about like his character being in a portrayal of Trump from the '80s and stuff like that. So
Fair enough.
maybe that's it. Maybe it is officially scheduling issues. There was a tweet that came out from Alec Baldwin just, I think, hours before the news came out that he would leave the movie, and the tweet was about him getting mad at people bothering him that he was playing. His character would have a portrayal of an '80s Trump. I don't know
Mm.
if you remember. I people from listening won't remember because it was edited out because they had no really meaning to the whole like piece of news stuff like that. But actually, we talked about it how there was a tweet that came out from Alec Baldwin like towards the end of the podcast last week. It was just edited out, but I mean, wild, right? Like,
Yeah.
just
I mean, I suppose his tweet where he's like, "Oh, there's 30 different guys that could play that role," kind of makes sense if people are bothering him. Because it's like, "Oh, you know what? I haven't got to fucking poke up with this. Let someone else
well,
do it."
I think the full
Sort of thing.
tweet was what was he was like no, like he was so mad like it sounded like he was mad. I think he even had like exclamation points or something that he will not play an '80s Trump for his character, something like that, and then says just. And then the tweet didn't have like there's 30 different people who could do the roles. That was after that was I think
All right.
USA Today who had the interview, and he told them like there's 30 something people who could do this role. They don't need me. I thought it would have been a fine. I just think he was so left field that I was cool with it, but now they're gonna have to find somebody else, of course. And this movie's aiming for next year, really.
Say it's supposed to be starting production soon. So
yeah, they're gonna have to call back the guy who got second. Yes, Shad. They were bothering him, and that's bound to happen.
People are bothersome.
Yeah, that's a good word, right?
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, it's. I don't know if I could say it's sad. It's sad if he left over people like trolling him or whatever. That always sucks. But I'm not a fan of this movie really, so I don't really care.
I even someone in the chat said that he saw no one saying stuff about him, but it's like I think there's a reason he tweeted out like I'm not gonna be playing an age Trump because I'm sure people were bothering him about it. And also, I did see some people bother him about it too, so it's one of those things.
I didn't see anything. I don't follow him on Twitter. I didn't really look for it because I'm just not bothered.
No, I looked him up and started.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that I never saw it. So like, but I can see it happening. It's Twitter that people always go for actors cast.
Yeah, it's bound to happen, especially when you bring in someone like Trump into the conversation. It can get even more of a toxic discussion. So
I'd say if Trump was never mentioned, he would have been fine.
I think. I mean, I don't remember if it was Variety Deadline. Somebody brought it up that was the character description, and then it kind of just went off from there, So.
Yeah. It is weird. It's like it sucks if you got chased off. The movie will be fine either way.
Fun fact: he said that there's 30 guys who could play the part. There's actually only 25. He said so. We added 5 more people that could play Thomas Wayne.
Yeah,
he thinks there's 25 people who can do it. We thought there was 30. When I heard those extra 5. But yeah, there you go. Alec Baldwin is off of the Joker movie. I'm interested to see who they go for next. Are they going to go for a more safer route and who you might expect? I mean, John Hamm could make it work, to be honest.
John Hamm would be a really...
Yeah, and you're just getting up for a one-off, too, and he's not being in a big franchise. It's just going to... I mean, it's not going to be in multiple movies. I'm sure it's just going to be one movie. One, kind of... just out there movie. So John Hamm is Thomas.
Who they could do?
Who?
If you want to make it connected, I know they don't, but bring in
Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, I was like, I can't think of his name, but you know who I mean.
I thought he would be great. I think he's a great actor. I love him as Negan. I love him as a villain. So it'd be great to see because in BVS he didn't really do too much, and he didn't really even have a line.
We had one scene.
Yeah, he had one. I think he had one word, and that was Martha. But
yeah,
I would be excited to see what he could pull off in longer scenes in a longer film or something like that. I mean, actually, it might be a shorter film to be honest. But yeah, there you go. Alec Baldwin is off, and we'll see who goes next. We are recommending Jeffrey D. Morgan or John Hamm because they both would be great choices. So going on to the next piece of news. Speaking of, not
odd choices.
Yeah, exactly. Lady Gaga rumored for Birds of Prey. I know it's rumored. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Apparently it's like they have offered a.
Yeah, I mean, I can it makes sense, but I just don't. She doesn't. I don't think she'd be the type to do that. She seems like the type to want to do the more like acclaimed movies, especially because she's doing A Star Is Born.
I was gonna say she's getting praised in A Star Is Born, so I can understand why they want like the big name role. Look, we've got Margot Robbie and Lady Gaga together. Like, I can understand that. Yeah. Apparently, it's for Huntress and I can't remember the other one.
Black Canary.
That's a Black Canary. Yeah. Can you see her in either of those two roles?
I mean, Black Canary. She's white, blonde, and she has kind of like an attitude which Lady Gaga could do. And Huntress. Sure, I mean, I never expect too much of Huntress. Like, I've read her in comics, but it's not like I expect some Oscar-winning actress to be Huntress. But like, I expect them to try for Black Canary, for Batgirl. But Huntress is the one where you could probably go a little offshoot, left field, and just see what happens with that. Sure, people are praising her A Star Is Born, and they get her for Huntress, I'm okay with that. Just because, like I said, it seems you can go a little bit different with that character because
Yeah,
it
it's
isn't
one
the
of those.
main
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was hoping because I know this. I don't know if this was a rumor. If this was kind of like just a choice somebody said would be a a good choice or an idea. The girl from Mission Impossible. I forget her name, but I'm gonna look her up right now. From Mission Impossible Fallout. She was quote unquote the bad guy. I don't think she was really a bad person in the movie, but she was kind of an anti-hero. Let me see. Vanessa Kirby. She would be great as Black Canary. I in Fallout, she had this kind of like feels like man, she could definitely make it work like in one of these movies. And Black Canary, I could see it. Vanessa Kirby was in The Crown, Fallout. What else?
I've never seen anything she's done.
No, she's really good in Fallout. I like just that movie alone made her pop off the screen for me and just made me want to see her in more movies. And I'm pretty sure this was more just an idea for like a choice for Black Canary, Vanessa Kirby, not necessarily a rumor, but I'd be down with it. I think anybody who's seen Mission Impossible Fallout and probably people who've seen The Crown would agree that she could play a great Black Canary, most likely. But let's see, what else are they saying about the kind of Birds of Prey movie, right?
I mean, they've announced the lineup. I can't remember what the specific lineup is. I know, like, I don't think Oracle or Batgirl's in it, or slash.
I thought Batgirl was in it, just not.
No, she's not. They're saving her for a movie.
Just not Barbara Gordon. I thought it was a different.
Oh no,
Batgirl.
it's Cassandra Cain.
Yeah,
is what they got in it.
Yeah. I wish it was Stephanie Brown, but that's mostly so you could get Tim Drake in the film.
I mean, you could get Drake in the Batgirl movie.
I mean, if that's Stephanie Brown, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna because if it's Barbara Gordon, they want Dick Grayson. If it's Stephanie Brown, they want Tim Drake. If it's Cassandra Cain, they want nobody.
Have they said which Batgirl is going to be in the Batgirl movie?
I don't think so, but everybody assumes Barbara Gordon because it is the main one. It's the first one. So, yeah.
I mean, you can switch things up in these movies.
Are we sure it's Cassandra Cain?
Yes, it's Cassandra Cain.
I mean, it should be fine.
Or Orphan, chat. Yeah, either one. No.
Either or, like, you don't have to. I say Green Arrow, you say Oliver Queen. Like, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were going to say Stephen Amell then.
Well, I should have.
I'd say Arrow, you say Stephen Amell. I was just like, no.
Same thing, but, oh yeah, I look up Cassandra Cain and there's pictures of just like her, Black Canary, and Huntress all together. That's such a weird combo. Like, of course, Black Canary and Huntress make sense, but Cassandra Cain in it, huh? I mean, it would have made sense if it was Barbara Gordon and then Stephanie Brown was the Batgirl in the Batgirl movie. Mostly so you could have Tim Drake. Let's see, but I mean, sure, man. Like, I'm not like super excited for this movie, mostly because there's nothing really to get excited about other than the fact that it's gonna be cool to see these characters together. I think we've seen. I think there was a TV show about them, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Yeah. Wasn't it like early 2000s?
I think it was later 2000s, not early 2000s. It was like 2008 or something like that. I'm gonna look it up actually, mostly because I think it was around the time Smallville got it was already big. That got big. Let's see, Birds of Prey, IMDb.
2002.
Oh wow, I thought it was 2008.
October 9th, 2002.
Yeah.
I knew it was around. Like
this was kind of like I think it was. It was like a connect. It was connected to the Burden films, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Chat, but Gotham City Sirens isn't happening because they have Birds of Prey.
I thought they switched. I thought they basically moved Gotham City Sirens into Birds of Prey.
It's essentially it just a simulator.
They were first making Gotham City Sirens, and then they're like, you know what, let's just make it to a Birds of Prey movie. It's like, all right. Yeah.
I would say like it's clearly because they're both female, but there's nothing wrong with having the two female films. But
plus, maybe Birds of Prey has more of a name cachet than Gotham City Sirens.
I think it's just to kind of get away. Like, even though it's Warner Bros. And DC, so Batman's their everything, but it's like let's just try and I don't know, just have its own thing.
It's also kind of like maybe low key to get away from the Suicide Squad, because like that was like, you know, everybody knew Gotham City Sirens out of Suicide Squad, but then you do Birds of Prey. Yes, it's gonna have Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, but you know it's Birds of Prey. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
But I find it funny though. Like no one questions why a Birds of Prey film would happen, but the second night someone goes, "Oh, we're gonna have an all-female Marvel film," people are like, "Oh, there's got to be a reason."
why can't they
It's just like
both happen?
exactly. That's kind of
I don't question either. So
no. But it's just like the general like internet reaction that I've seen. It's just like it's an interesting one to.
is
that
it?
no one
I'm
questions.
sure there is, but can you name me an all-female Marvel team? I don't know Marvel that well.
A-Force,
Okay, there you go. Then yes,
all-female Avengers
just name it A-Force, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what everyone's
yeah.
been saying. Just do
All
A-Force.
right, well, there you
I'm
go.
pretty certain that.
I think if they call it, I mean, I'm just assuming, but I think the fact that they just say female Marvel movie instead of just like an A-Force movie, I think kind of, I don't know why, but I would assume it just kind of messes with people. It just, if you just say A-Force, maybe there's a difference, but yeah, I'm down for all this. You know, like I'm still saying Vanessa Kirby, man. I just once I heard that idea, that casting choice, I was like, spot on. You know, spot on. Unless she's down to do more Mission Impossibles, then I don't really care because I loved her in Mission Impossible. And I would love to see her do or have a bigger role in the next one. So, yep. With that, we are now going to go into the next piece of news, which is going to be talking about Spider-Man: Far From Home. And what is it doing? It's adding a character.
Yeah, we're the hot thing at the minute. That's a really bad pun, and that's also not an intentional pun. Molten Man is apparently going to be in Far From Home alongside Hydro Man. So a lot of people are kind of wondering, are these actual characters or are they to do with like Mysterio, and it's Mysterio
Like
making
it's
people
illusions.
see these people?
Yeah.
Which probably make me Mysterio's bit more than just technology, maybe. I mean, unless
It's
he can
actual,
do it that way.
like, powers. I mean,
Yeah, if it's
yeah, I'm down.
like it's just it's just a cool little thing. Like Molten Man, like no one remembers Molten Man. People remember Hydro Man because the '90s show, but Molten Man's like the Z list of Spider-Man villains. But it's not, unless if they are real, then the Sinister Six is going to have a very interesting lineup. You'll have like Vulture, Scorpion, Mysterio, Hydro Man, Molten Man, Shocker probably. It's like that's a really slapdash. Sinister
So
Six,
are you leaning more towards it's a Sinister Six or it's just all illusions based on Mysterio?
I'm not leaning one way or another. I kind of like both ways. Like, if you're gonna do Hydro Man and Molten Man, making them Mysterio constructs or whatever you want to call them, it's probably a good way to go. If they're actual, real, tangible people and they have these powers, that's fine with me. They're really obscure villains that I'm fine with seeing. And you haven't really got to spend time on them because there's nothing to them. Like, they just guys that want to rub shit and they have water and fire powers. But so then you can actually focus on Mysterio and like a Vulture and a Scorpion, develop them, and then just have like lackeys on the side. Kind of like how they did with Shocker. It's like, oh, here's a Shocker. That Shocker's dead. Here's another one. Like, it doesn't really matter who they are. You just know that they're there. But it'd be cool if he's there. I'm hoping this is actually true and he is there. We'll find out soon, hopefully. But yeah, have you got any preference one way or the other?
Listen, man, I'm just.
I know you're not the big
down
Marvel guy.
No, but I'm 100% down with whatever they give me. I'm not like I don't have a preference. If it is the Sinister Six, cool. We're finally gonna see a good Sinister. I mean, we're gonna see a Sinister Six. We didn't even really see the TASM one. But if it is just kind of illusions based on Mysterio, that means Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna have a lot to do, which is gonna be fun to see.
Yeah, it's also not a bad thing.
It's
also,
still
Jack just reminded me we have Chameleon as well. So thank you, chat, for reminding me on that one. So there's like, on one hand, it's like if they actually are proper villains and not just like illusions, then there's a lot of villains in this movie.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of villains in the first movie, and they juggled them really well because not everyone needed screen time and they're like developing or whatever.
Well,
so if they can kind of do that, then
it could just be one of those things where this is going to be outside of the U.S., right?
Yes. Hydro Man is believed to be in Italy because they were filming in Italy, and there was the whole water stunt thing. So
It could just be one of those things where it's like a race against the clock, and he has to travel places, and each time he goes to a new place, there's a new villain and stuff like that. Yeah, it could be one of those things. Who knows?
that'd be really cool. But I think he's on a school field trip, so it'd be very coincidental if the places the villain goes are like the school trip route. Just
Well,
like,
I
oh,
mean, this could be the one where they figure out Peter Parker Spider-Man and they follow him.
that would be really fucking cool if they did that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure Infinity War would affect that eventually. Maybe if they win in Avengers 4, I say Infinity War, but I mean Avengers 4. We don't even have an actual title for Avengers 4 yet. But
Soon.
yeah, soon. But if I mean, I'm just throwing out darts or throwing out ideas. If Avengers 4 they somehow win and of course they're gonna win, but somehow the way they win is seen by the world and they are maskless. There you go, Peter. Peter is Spider-Man. You know, the world knows.
That'd be really strange because everyone knows who the Avengers are. Like they know Cappy, Steve Rogers.
Not
They know
everybody. I would say I don't.
No, what we see, everyone knows Bruce Banner's the Hulk. Everyone knows Natasha is Black Widow. Everyone knows that Clint Barton's Hawkeye. Mainly because they leaked the Shield files in Winter Soldier. No, everyone knew
true.
Tony Stark was Iron Man before that.
But I guess there's still other
Spider-Man's
characters.
There's other characters, yeah, but the secret identities in the MCU is more for the TV side.
That's true.
And even then, it's only Daredevil. But everyone knows Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. They walk around with that mask. I don't know how they know about Danny Rand.
Or it might just be the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal or Mysterio finds out that Peter's Spider-Man. I don't think it's like a full-on thing like everybody knows, but maybe it's just Mysterio finds out somehow.
I think, to be fair, people will moan that, oh, everyone has to know his secret identity because they know. Every Spider-Man movie's done that anyway. But, if they did it and they the payoff for it was the Sinister Six did the Ultimates route and attacked Aunt May in their home, then it's all worth it, personally. I wouldn't mind them retreading that old ground of all the villains knowing, because then it adds weight and stakes to it. The other movies never paid that off or never got a chance to pay that off. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Maybe not kill him like the Ultimates did, but yeah, I think that's a route you could take, personally.
Yeah, but it should be good. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
We also know that Fury and Maria Hill are in it because there's set videos of them in London, so that's been confirmed as well. I think.
Looking back in hindsight, the idea of reveal to the world probably doesn't make as much sense. Maybe Mysterio finding out makes more sense, and him just sending the villains and stuff like that. And so there's gonna be a joke of like, oh man, that's cool, Spider-Man's following us.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a joke like
funny,
that.
yeah.
What are the odds that Spider-Man would be in the same city we are across the country?
Didn't they always used to do that in the cartoon? It's like, how do you know we're here? I'm certain something does that. It's like, you're always around. It's like, how?
There's gonna be little jokes like that, which makes it's gonna be funny in the movie, and it's gonna work out well.
Plus, you could even still reveal his identity to the world. Just do it in Far From Home or the third one when the Sinister Six attack, and they're like, look who it is. It's a child. It's Peter Parker, or whatever.
Or it's gonna have Flash make one of those Peter Parker jokes from the first one. Forget
Penis Parker.
Yeah, he's gonna say something like that.
And watch as we get demonetized with Penis Parker.
All right then. I guess that's gonna be it for that. We are now going into the next piece of news, which is gonna be talking about Aquaman and Shazam and how there are some new images featuring these characters. The new images, of course, are I'd assume based on just kind of like a magazine cover, right?
They're not. I don't think they're magazine covers. I can't remember who actually released them. Who put these out?
Let's see.
Oh, it's Preview. That's right. Yeah, of course, we got a better look at Dr. Savannah. He's got the eye, and he's holding like a wand or a staff.
Yeah,
you're the Shazam guy.
We're not looking at the same thing.
I sent you the link.
I am. It only has a picture of Shazam.
There's a next button below Shazam.
That's what it is.
Also, I was looking at the thumbnail, just trying
I didn't scroll down. Yeah, I mean, there's Shazam. I'm looking for the Savannah picture.
That's the third one.
There it is. Let's see.
So I assume that's the Wizard Shazam's stuff.
Let's say again.
I assume that's the Wizard Shazam's stuff.
Oh, that's a staff. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I assume it like. It looks like it's like the Gandalf Twiggy stuff.
Yeah.
With the glowing rock in the middle. Like, that's kind of what I just assume it is. It might not be a staff. It could be...
Mark Strong as Savannah is such a fan casting, and I can't believe it worked.
So he looks so good. Even with that, he even pulls that magic eye off.
Yeah.
It doesn't look goofy.
I want to go through from the first one. So, of course, we have Zachary Levi Shazam. I think the suit looks great as usual. I think he looks great as Shazam. Let's see. Yeah, the suit's just perfect, man. I love that suit. I think maybe the lightning bolt's a bit too small, but I think it works.
Did you hear why it's small, though?
There's a reason?
Yeah. They did have it longer.
And what's the reason?
He couldn't actually bend over.
That makes sense.
It really limited his movement because, obviously, it's a plate of metal, so he had to shrink it to the point where his torso bends.
No, that's fine. It reminds me a lot of the Justice War one where he's such a big body and it's so little the likelihood. This isn't the same kind of proportions, but it's just that was so funny one where Shazam's super built, Lifeboat built, and then he has a little lightning bolt on his chest. That was funny. And then Jack Dylan Grazer, of course, he has the Man of Steel shirt. I think that's so cool that he has that, to be honest. And then, whether it's connecting it or kind of paying homage or respecting the Man of Steel, whatever you want to call it or say, that's awesome, I think, in my opinion. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you raise Savannah with probably the staff and some powers, and yeah, he pulls out the eye well. I'm assuming that's how he gets the strength because you shall not pass. Because in that trailer we did, Shazam try to go for a right hook and Savannah blocked him with ease. So, I think they're gonna. I don't know. Of course, I gotta wait to see the movie right now. I'm just kind of going in my own head about it. Like I said, I think they're gonna do a little bit of taking from Black Adam where he's gonna hate that Shazam has powers or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it also might be that, or it might be a Lex Luthor thing because, one thing people know about Lex Luthor, and specifically from the show Smallville, this was a big thing at the very last episode, the final episode of the series, and they've done this in comics where Lex has this dialogue saying that I've always wanted the power. I always believed that I could have the power to do so much good. You didn't even want it. So this could be one of those things where he was maybe waiting for his whole life to have power and stuff like that, and this kid is the one who gets it. I mean,
that's an interesting route to take. Did they do that with BVS Lex?
No, I don't think. I mean, he hated the alien because people looked up to him so much when he knew that people shouldn't be idolizing a false god, Yeah. Kinda.
So I suppose you still got that.
I mean, it's a little bit, but the only difference would be Lex doesn't want to be Superman in the movie in BVS.
No.
Yeah, so in this one, I would assume maybe Savannah would play on the role of he wanted to be Shazam. He wants to have the power. He feels like he can do so much good, but he feels so unfortunate that he always got the bad end of everything. While maybe this kid, and he think he's probably gonna assume that Shazam had everything in his whole life, that he got blessed with gifts or whatever, until he realizes Shazam's gonna give a whole dialogue. Well, I was actually homeless, and and all this. It makes 100. I don't know why it just makes sense why it's going in my head of why that's gonna work.
I mean, no, it makes sense. I can see that happening.
You can see Savannah kind of based judging a book by its cover on Shazam, and then he turns it to Billy Batson and tells him no, I actually had a rough life. I didn't know my parents.
Yeah.
And then he kind of empathizes with Savannah at that point. Listen, I'm just writing it in my head, man.
You are. Joe's fan fiction live.
I am, and I think that'd be great. I don't know if that's gonna work that way. I think in my head that'd be such a great scene where he just says Shazam and he turns back into Billy Batson and he starts empathizing with Savannah.
Yeah,
but it could be one of those things where Savannah just tries to pull him in, and once he turns into Billy Batson, he grabs him and puts his hand over the mouth. Can't turn into Shazam. I don't know why.
I can see that happening at some point.
Dude, Ray, I don't know why. Like, just
She always had like that second act low, so that's probably a good way to have that.
Where's this from? Where's this coming from? I feel like I've seen this somewhere.
So you watch someone be like, "Oh, so you just saying this, you just copying that."
That's from somewhere, man. I don't know why. I'm just writing it in my head, and I think that would look so cool. Like Savannah, like closing in on Shazam and just kind of like bringing him in and trying to get him to turn into Billy Batson again, so he's powerless. Oh, I don't know. Whichever way they go, man, I'm so excited. I think David Sandberg is going to do such a great job, and I just think it looks great. I think Shazam and Savannah look amazing. I never believed this would be happening, you know. Okay, Aquaman.
And what else looks really great is the Aquaman picture.
Yeah, we got the King. I'd assume.
Yeah, that's King Atlantis. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that looks great. We're gonna learn. Is that the only picture?
That's the only one they released, yeah. For some reason, you got like 3 Shazam and then 1 Aquaman, despite Aquaman coming out in 2 months.
I like Chad saying Joe leaking scene descriptions, though. I waited. Imagine if that actually is in the movie. It's like, I mean, I was just kind of like just going with the flow and just making it up in my own head.
Well, be thankful it's not a Fox movie because they will give you a cease and desist.
Yeah, bro. They got actually like found out scenes from the movie or something like that and just leaking it.
It's like, oh my god, how did you get this?
I heard about that. Yeah, you're right. I heard about that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be great to learn about the history of Atlantis in Aquaman, and I don't think they're doing it where they have to go find some artifacts, right?
They're finding some relic, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're finding the trident or if it's something else.
Yeah.
The trident would make sense, or the armor would make sense.
So.
Not from everything, but
I'm gonna assume that they're going to one of the relics. Maybe it's to trade it, and there's maybe that, right? Because it seems like there's a picture where Mera and Arthur are in this ruins, and one of them has a map, right? So yeah, they are probably going on adventures to try to find the relics.
Fun fact: Aquaman's probably going to be one of the best video game movies you've ever seen.
Uncharted, right? Is that what people were saying?
It looks. I mean, not even just Uncharted. It looks like it sounds like it's going to be like video game.
You have to travel to get the relics to save your homeland. Like, yeah, it does sound like a video game.
It's like how Kubo and 2 Strings follows that video game formula, where it's like you get armor, then you upgrade, and you do this, and you get the weapon, and you fight big bosses.
Listen. James Wan, big fan of video games.
He is, isn't he?
Big fan of video games, and just I think a year, 2 years ago, it was him or Jeff where they brought up the idea that Aquaman would be searching for relics, and I remember one of the first things I said is, what if it was like a Pirates of the Caribbean swashbuckling? I think the word was swashbuckling. Yeah. That's what they used. They said it was going to be a swashbuckling adventure, and I thought of of course other people did, but I remember me saying that, what if they had to go to each of the 7 seas and find one relic in each of the seas and stuff like that, and Black Manta racing them, and that'd be fun, and I'm sure they're gonna. I'm super excited. I feel like this movie's gonna be super long, but I'm in for it. And I feel like Shazam could actually be a shorter movie.
Yeah, I could see Shazam being like an hour and a half. It's 90 minutes.
It's the new 52 stories. So chat's saying it's the new 52 story adventures. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the new DC. They're just going off Jeff Johns runs. I mean, I know some people don't like New 52. But if you're just going off the Jeff Johns runs, I'm 100% down for it, even if it's New 52. Yeah. You know? So, yeah.
What do you reckon they're actually going to find? I said it's probably going to be the trident armor. Do you think Mera's crown's going to be part of that?
Yes, because she's not wearing it, right? I mean, I think she was wearing a crown in Justice League, but I don't think it was the crown.
Say she had the crown or headmask.
Can we just see, like, such the difference from Justice League to Aquaman of like they're so armored, they're armored, suited up, and they seem a little bit more serious. And then you come to this one, and it's like they're just like on adventures, and Aquaman's like redheads. Gotta love them.
Yeah. Also, chat is very Indiana Jones. I was gonna say this one picture, like more so than the entire trailer, gives me an indie vibe. Like 100%. Like there was the indie vibe in the trailer, but this one's just like no. Yeah,
you know how like for the longest time we always talk about Marvel movies and how they're sort of like you look at Guardians or you look at Spider-Man and they're so different. Yes, they're funny and they're entertaining, they're sad and they similar story beats, but that's just a movie. this is like the same thing of like they're so different. Well, this one, relics, artifacts, adventures, Indiana Jones type feel. You have Shazam, who's just like this kid who's learning how to be a superhero, and they're like, he goes to save a
Yeah,
grocery store, and he's like hitting on a woman.
They're all starting to feel different now. It's not just the same. Like everything's bleak, and this is how it's going to happen.
These two, 84, 101, 84. I'm sure it'll be different. Like it'll be more war-ish, but
they're gonna change that movie up. Entirely.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna try maybe go more war-ish as opposed. I mean, the first one was pretty war, but it's still.
I mean, it was set.
Yeah, but it still had the. I don't know. It still had the vibes of the previous DC universe.
Yeah, but no, I think from what people have said about 84, it's completely different to the first one, like tonally and everything. But I don't know if they're gonna do war in this one.
Oh, it's somebody in the chat doesn't like the idea of finding relics. I love that idea.
I mean, that's fine.
I love finding relics. Maybe it's the video game in me that guy that likes to do that, like adventures.
It's like, I understand why people wouldn't like that, but I think for this type of movie, it's the perfect driving force for the plot and the world. Because finding the relics introduces you to the world and every aspect of Atlantis and under the water. So it's literally the perfect way to do it. Any other way, you probably wouldn't have a great movie.
Because it gives you some exposition, like being a part of the movie. Because you have to find this relic, and it's gonna give like some exposition about what it is and why it matters.
It's a free expo dump.
Exactly.
Like, you haven't got to slow the movie down. You can do a typical. You run through to get to find the relic. Then you have that little moment of you find it. You can find out what it is and what it does. Exposition done. Then you do it again. Exposition done. Learn a bit more about the world, and you just keep going on from there.
No, and this is John's Aquaman, basically, essentially, yes, chat.
I mean, wasn't John's involved in this one?
Yes, pretty much, and that's, like I said, Shazam and Aquaman are very John's runs, which is...
Like John's in DC, it's John's or nothing.
I mean, it seems like the Green Lantern is going to go around, like, the similar runs to John's as well, so it's like...
I mean, he's writing...
I don't think he's ever written Wonder Woman, so it's like one of those things that's the only one they can't...
He did the story, I think.
No, but I mean, like, comic. I don't think he's ever written a Wonder Woman comic. So I don't think they're gonna base it off a run of his. That's the one character I don't think. I mean, he's done Justice League, and I think Darkseid War was the one where it was Wonder Woman heavy. Oh, I still love that one panel that he had the idea of where it was like Wonder Woman and it was like the Justice League and their parents when they were kids, basically, and looking up to the sky. Such a great panel. But yeah. Now going on to the meat of this podcast, or probably just the biggest thing that happened today, and that broke the internet, as Brie Larson likes to say. Captain Marvel first look.
Yes, we have a first look and a lot of details about this movie now. We know for a fact it's not going to be an origin story. They're sidestepping that completely. She will have her powers at the start of the movie. It's going to be. Feige said before that's going to be primarily in space. We know she's going to go backwards and forwards. They've made a really deep pull with having the Star Force in there. I don't know if that's just to take a jab at Space Force. It probably isn't, because they were probably writing that way before.
Oh, you mean like the military organization we're doing?
Yeah. No. Got to conquer space or the big black nothingness. But Star Force is an old pull for a cosmic villain group. I don't know if the members are exactly the same.
Oh, that's Stan Ray in the green and with the gun with like a sniper rifle. One looks like Gamora.
Yeah, that's Minerva. You got Korath from Guardians 1.
Oh yeah, there you.
On the other side, I couldn't tell you who the two in the middle are.
Is that Ronan?
That is fun fact. That is Ronan, and he's wearing his green from the comics.
So it's gonna be one of those things that this is just way in the past, and Korath, like before he found Star-Lord, and he was just kind of actually.
I mean, this is what 20 years before
he found Star-Lord, right? And before because what was he doing like in Guardians 1? He was kind of like a gatekeeper, right? Maybe.
I don't.
Or was he a hunter for Ronan?
Well, he was working with Ronan. I'm not entirely sure. I think he was just after the stone.
He was still working. Was he still working for Ronan, or was he after the stone on his own?
Korath was working with Ronan in Guardians 1. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember.
Because he was on the ship at the end when he called Quill Star-Lord, and he goes, finally.
Oh, okay. You're right. So I guess he still is working for Ronin after all these years. And
I
I
mean,
don't know why Captain Marvel working for Ronin, but alright.
I assume because this is like before Ronan became a zealot and went batshit loopy. I assume this is going to tell us why he went that way.
Oh, that'd
Because
be
obviously
awesome.
he's wearing the green. The green is the Kree military uniform.
So this is what are like you're gonna have to spend a little bit of me because of course I don't know too much Marvel, and of course there's probably gonna be people who don't know. But I wanted to ask this question of what does the green mean? That just means the military.
The green in the comics is the color for a Kree captain.
Okay.
It doesn't look like they're following the colors in this. I could be completely wrong. We've only seen these stills. They could completely do the colors and for other people. Yeah, they're ranked on color. Each one gets different symbols. Obviously, they're not doing the symbols in this one because they've all got the Halla star on it. So I assume they're all going. Actually, wait, all their stars.
She's gonna take her look after kind of what happened here. Right?
Her suit is going to be based on the Kree military because, as the EW article tells us, she is a hybrid. She is half alien, half human.
Well, then that's going to explain why she doesn't age that fast, maybe.
I assume as much, yeah, because obviously the Kree don't age that much. But looking at the uniforms a bit more, the stars are different, so I assume that's how they're going to do their ranking in this, as opposed to having the colors. Which is
you can see it on the one next to Brie Larson, the guy with like the fro kind of. He has like more stars.
Yeah, and then like Koraf's star is slightly different to theirs, and then there's a big guy in the back.
Okay, so explain to me. So they are part of the Kree military, right? And the Kree, even though we've seen them so far in the movies as bad people, technically they're just like our military, right? They just have their own defense, right?
I say Kree aren't necessarily villains. They're played off a lot like villains a lot of the time.
But that's mostly because they were the villains in, in kind of what we've been seeing so far. But this is going to show a different side of them and maybe show like a civilization to them, actually, of them being actual. They live normal lives, and they have a military like anybody else does. We have a military. The Americans have a military. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be like they're the villains per se. Maybe eventually Ronan turns into a zealot, and that's why Captain Marvel goes off and it's like, I can't be around this.
I'm really hoping this movie shows us the Supreme Intelligence, the giant Kree green floaty head. Yeah. But we know the villains of this movie are the Skrulls. We've seen the Skrulls now.
We actually see them in. Right,
there is a first look at them. They're green. They even have the little purple bit on their head. It's actually part of their skin now. It's not like a little hat that they have. But it's whatever. The chins are slightly different from the concept art we've seen. But they're still Skrulls.
So
they're still.
I'm assuming they're coming out of the water because they just landed, right?
I assume so.
They're about to take over Earth, and that's why Brie Larson comes back to Earth, because he hears about the Skrulls, or she hears about the Skrulls wanting to, or trying to infiltrate Earth, I assume.
I assume, yeah.
You know what would be sad if Coulson was a Skrull?
It would make zero sense.
No, but like, it's gonna be one of those things where we know Coulson's gonna be in it, right? But we're gonna think he was Coulson's always. Coulson just got kidnapped, or basically he's tied up, and somebody, or he's knocked out, and somebody pretended to be him. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things. You'll be sad,
but at the same time, it's like when Skrulls die, they change back to how they look, so it wouldn't make any sense in context.
Well, no, but I'm sure if they're alive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting if they could find a way to pull that off.
Because I'm not saying
he died, he came back as a Skrull.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Coulson has always been a Skrull, because then that doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying for the movie specifically, in this kind of isolated thing, where the first time we meet Coulson, he's actually just going to be a Skrull. It's not going to be him.
They could easily do it, that Coulson is a Skrull throughout the entire movie, and
because it's one of those things that I feel like would make sense, where we maybe meet Coulson, like Brie Larson meets up with Coulson and stuff like that, and then you start to realize as the movie goes on that maybe there's something wrong with him, and the Coulson we met at the beginning of the movie wasn't the Coulson we met, because maybe she eventually finds Coulson knocked out somewhere.
Maybe, yeah. Chat brings up the Inhumans. I wonder if they're even going to mention them, because the Kree and Earth is kind of. It'd be kind of hard not to even.
I'm assuming they did the humans way before this, though. Like,
Oh yeah, the humans have been like.
Remember, it was like in the times of castles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like Monkey Man times, but
Oh yeah, you think they're just?
but
Chad's just saying if they're just gonna at least mention like we tried going to Earth once.
yeah, I can see if they're gonna mention him anywhere, this will be the place to do it. They probably won't because it's just like let's not remind people of that TV show that was cancelled and never to be seen and talked
So
about
which
again.
one's Ben Mendelsohn? Is it the one on the left and the front? He looks like the captain or the leader.
I assume that is him, yeah, because we know he is playing Talos.
Yeah, set to spearhead the Skrull invasion of Earth.
Yeah. I assume that is him. If it like, that's some heavy prosthetics. If it is, because they are all practical effects and not CG, which is going to be nice.
Oh wait, so okay, I'm reading the thing right here. You said yeah, they're sidestepping the origin. She already has power. She left Earth. I wonder why she left Earth. Any ideas?
Um, it's probably going to be something to do with like her finding out that she's half alien and she
She's like,
has
I
these
have no
powers.
place here.
Yeah, it's like I'm more welcome there than I am here. It'd be interesting if they even touch on how she got the powers. I assume they would have to.
I mean,
But
they have like some EW pictures of her in this hat and green jacket, and she's like in an office, and then her in aircraft. So there is going to be some good amount of time.
I'll say that they're gonna explore her to an extent, and we do have a picture of. I cannot remember her name for the life of me. I want to say it's Maria Rambeau. I don't know if it's Maria or not. It's something like that. But Maria Rambeau or ex Rambeau is the mother to Monica Rambeau, who was the first female Captain Marvel technically in the comics. Also known as Spectrum, if you read The Ultimates by Al Ewing. I think she's called Photon, or she's going to be called Photon. I saw someone mention Photon somewhere, but I haven't actually read it in an article yet, so I don't know how factual that is.
I'm looking at this picture right now. It's Jude Law and Ronan. Lee Pace is back as Ronan, right? Or no?
Yep. Lee Pace is Ronan. Yeah, all that same cast from Guardians is back in this. And who's playing Marvel? What's his name?
Jude Law.
Jude Law's Marvel looks great.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of looks like Jude Law, but
I mean, yeah, it's Jude Law, but just like Jude Law in the suit.
I don't know how like Marvel really. I mean, I've seen him, but I don't remember. Like, is he just like? Does he? Are you just saying he just looks good in a suit?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
He just looks good. Yeah,
I was like, is there? Does he really like look like the comics? Because I don't know.
Marvel has longer hair, longer blonde hair.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I thought. Right? Yeah.
Honestly, he looks like Marvel.
All right, well, there you go. Perfect casting.
Right? Casting. It's nice that they're exploring like there are pink skin Kree. They're not just blue. Like they actually, there are different forms.
No, I think that's a director.
Don't be that.
Because he said it's pink and she's wearing pink.
I wasn't even looking at that picture. So I was like,
I was looking at that picture.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, you did it to me, so now I did it back.
Yeah, you did.
But what picture were you looking at?
I was looking at the one where it's the Star Force with Ronan and Marvel.
What's the pink skin character? Because there's a green one, there's a blue one.
Marvel, like they're pink skin Kree. That's what they're called. Like Kree that look like humans are pink skin.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like Philo comics, she's a Kree, she's a pink skin Kree.
You learn something new every day. Oh,
you do. You've learned a lot today. I try to inform. But the one thing we haven't actually spoken about yet is her suit.
I mean, her suit looks great. I mean,
about everything else apart from the actual suit.
I thought it looks perfect.
Same. I love it. Some people are saying they wish it wasn't as muted. I kind of understand why, but at the same time, the blue's a lot brighter than what I thought it was going to be, and red is a very tricky color for film. So, no, the gold actually is more gold than I was expecting. But
there might be a little difference because when I look at the picture of her in the Star Force,
there's a lot of difference between the.
No, not the suit. I'm talking about just her because she seems to have longer hair when she's in the picture with the Star Force, and then when she's in that suit picture, kind of the set one. She seems to have shorter hair, and also it looks like a wig. But that's just me. Because it looks like I don't know why the one where it's
her actual hair.
I know, but it looks like a wig for some reason. I don't know what. Maybe it's just the way it was shot. The picture, just it doesn't frame the hair right. But I mean, that's nitpicking. Just looked weird. It was just weird looking.
Are you talking about the one where she's in the blue suit? That looks weird.
Yeah.
See, I don't think that looks weird at all.
It just looks like a wig to
it
me,
could
to
just
be
be like
honest.
there's like the wind and it's
That's
all.
probably. I mean, it's probably it's nitpicky, right? But the suit looks amazing. It looks perfect.
Also, I'd imagine that the picture of the blue suit could be like from the third act because she looks like she's been through some shit. Like that suit is all scuffed up and
I mean,
scratched.
sure. I wonder how she gets the red and blue. Like, is
I,
that
I don't I
she
don't know.
steals it? Like, you remember in Wonder Woman when she kind of just steals this?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
mean,
what
for all
other
we
movie to
know,
reference.
that could be like part of the Kree military.
Yeah, then she just kind of
They
takes
might
it. Yeah.
full lean into the colors and be like, this is like Kree High Command or something. I don't know.
This is the highest command you can get, or something like
Yeah.
that. And she just takes it.
Because apart from that, I have no idea where she'd get the red, blue, and gold from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
it
because
doesn't make any
before
sense to me.
she got those colors from Marvel because his suit was red, blue,
I
and
mean,
gold.
maybe Marvel does have a red. Maybe that's his suit, and he dies and he gives it to her, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, it could be where in the comics the green is for Captain. Green could be lower than Captain. The red, blue, gold is for Captain.
I mean, but the only thing, of course, probably in the movie to explain this, but then why is Marvel wearing just green? Maybe the blue, like the blue, red, and gold is for specific occasions, like battle, like to show. I don't, or else why wouldn't he just wear it all the time if he's the captain? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say he was the captain.
No, but I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be another captain. I feel like it'd have to be him for him to, because I don't know. I just have this feeling that he's gonna give it to her in a way. He's gonna like.
I mean,
bless her with it. Like, just take it.
Yeah, like part of their thing is like the scarf she has in the comics is from him and is his scarf, and like they're obviously not doing that in this because there's no image, like it's nowhere in the images. So if he gives her the suit and then the whole entire suit has that connection as like replacing the scarf, then that's fine. That's an idea. It works just as well. I'm kind of sad we didn't get a shot at the helmet if she's gonna have it. But
see, I'm okay with that because I've never been the biggest fan of the helmet. But hey,
I just want to see how it looks in live action if they're gonna do it.
I mean, it doesn't seem like she's gonna have a secret identity. I mean, of course, Marvel, they don't have secret identities in this MCU, so it's like I don't think it matters too much. But the helmet would make sense if she's in space and she needs to breathe. But she's also in space, I'm assuming, with the Kree and the Star Force. So that's don't know why, like But I guess aliens need air in space too, right?
Unless you're Asgardians, then you're fine.
Yeah,
every other race seems to die in space.
The Kree most likely needs. No,
yeah, the Kree would.
Because there was a scene with Thanos and how he's kind of like in that rock and the throne, and they didn't have, I guess, something to be able to breathe in space.
That's true.
So maybe the Kree don't need to breathe.
But then again, I don't know the logistics behind where they were.
Maybe
if that was even outside, maybe it was inside. I don't know.
Maybe it's one of those things of she says she's half human. She can last a long time, but she eventually needs the helmet.
Yeah,
or maybe
I mean, you could buff her up and just say she doesn't need it. Like she's fine. Like the combo of the two, like makes it so she can breathe.
You know what they always say though about like half and half DNA. You're the Gohan, you're strongest.
I don't get what chat's saying, but it's a Kree suit. Like yes, it's a Kree suit. Like, well, it's based on the Kree suit. Like,
well, I don't know. I think it looks great. And it's just everything looks great. Like there's that one picture of her in an office with a jacket. She has a shield
with
hat
a little
on.
shield hat, yeah. Because every Marvel film has to have the jacket and hat disguise. I assume it's a disguise.
At this point, I assume they're all into the joke and they're just going with it.
Oh yeah. Also, she's wearing a 9 Inch Nails shirt, so this movie's going to be 90s as fuck.
Yeah.
Do you even know what 9 Inch Nails is?
Yeah, but like, I never really listened to them, so.
I mean, that's fair.
I know of them. Never really listened to them.
Also, Two-Eyed Nick Fury. I'm kind of sad because EW in the original article had an image of Nick Fury with an eye patch and like Guy Fury hair. And then this comes out and he doesn't have Guy Fury hair. It's just like, oh, I was lied to. I want literally Guy Fury, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, his hairline's back.
It is back. It's Sam Jackson from a long time ago.
So yeah, I think I mean, unless there's anything else from the EW stuff that you forgot to mention or you want to mention. I think the Kree look good. I think everything looks good. I think it's gonna be a great movie.
say Crew look good, Scrolls look good, Jackson looks good, Larson looks good. I can't remember the actress playing Maria Rambeau, but she looks good with her little short hair and the. Oh, it literally fucking says her name on the side of the jet in the picture. I am an idiot.
Oh, there you go.
That's where her daughter's gonna get the name Photon from because it has her name is Maria Photon Rambeau. So there you
I
go.
wasn't even looking at that picture.
I feel really bad for missing that time. But yeah, so that's what she's gonna get the name from. Like, obviously they're gonna have.
Oh yeah, there's no
the
Coulson
Rambo
in the pictures. Yeah, chat. So.
Yeah, I imagine Coulson's not here because it's such a small part. But it is what it is. Like, we'll see him in a trailer or something.
Yeah.
Which trailer should be sometime this month. So get hype. I say trailer. The teaser will be sometime this month. Trailer will probably be like January.
So when does it come out? March or February?
First week of March, International Women's Month.
March, February, January,
I think it's March
December, March, February,
it's 6
January,
months out.
December, November, October, September. 7 months out.
No, we're 6 months out.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm counting the whole. I'm counting the whole month of March, but I really should.
Yeah, because it comes out literally 6 months tomorrow. You have exactly 6 months from tomorrow.
Then why wouldn't the trailer come out? I know they haven't had a teaser yet, but
the teaser will drop this month.
Yeah, I get why they want the teaser first before the trailer, but usually 6 months trailers. It's okay for trailers to be out. It's the only reason, the only one we were kind of like whoa about was Shazam being 9 months out, and they threw out this big old 3-minute thing. But usually trailers are 6 months out.
To be fair, teasers have become trailers now. It's like, oh, here's a 2-minute teaser, and the trailer
it's gonna be like a 2-minute 30, and they're gonna call it teaser. Yeah, so it's pretty much the trailer.
Yeah, even though the trailer will be a minute and a half, and it's just like, oh, okay. But yeah, we'll get that before the end of the month. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd put money maybe on it being next week.
I thought it was going to be during Predator or something like that.
I mean, maybe.
Like you have it out by next week, so you can come out during Predator.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it's probably going to be attached to Venom, if anything. But
I mean that too, but
I don't know. It's like what other big like Predator? Female movies coming out between now and
Predator has females in it, and they're doing action.
Are they?
Yeah.
I know it's got Olivia Munn in it. Yeah. She's just standing there with a gormless look on her face.
She's gonna do action.
There's
nothing else besides Venom.
There's another. What's that space movie coming out?
Space movie? First Man? That's not coming out for after Venom, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the state on First Man?
First Man release.
Because that would I saw it on Twitter. Someone mentioned that. It's like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, it comes out after Venom.
When's it come out?
October 12th. Comes out after Venom.
I mean, even like it's a week after, like.
Yeah, but it comes out after Venom. You asked.
I mean, to be fair, you could do the teaser this month and then. But then that's really close.
I'm sure they're just gonna have it out. Like if they do it by Monday, I'm sure they would have sent it out to have it during Predator too, because Predator's sci-fi, action, fantasy, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Sci-fi.
Yeah, but then if using that with that logic, you got First Man in Space, Woman in Space.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be that one too? Like just because you have the teaser right now doesn't mean you can't.
Well, no, because they usually release the teaser because it's attached to a movie, so you get it on the internet first and then you put it on the movie. But I mean, to be fair, it's probably just going to be with Venom. Why wouldn't it be? No.
I mean, that's it. I mean, because you gave the idea it could be next week, so I was like, then it could be with Predator. Who knows?
I'm saying it's the earliest it would be next week because
if it's next week, then you're going to see it when you're watching Predator. Probably most likely Venom, but yeah, First Man is out after. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it is with that movie, but
yeah, all right then.
I'm just guessing.
I think that's gonna do it for us. We pretty much ran out of time, and it was a great discussion all around. Sucks that we couldn't have Tristan Armin here. A lot of great stuff we talked about, and a lot more great stuff in the future. And we'll be back tomorrow streaming on Twitch. Don't tell YouTube. But see y'all next time.